earlier about how your IO +1 combinations, you know, they gotta train for a lot. How much do you feel like that's gonna impact this game?
I think N0tail is one of the most talented players in Dota history, and I think he's got it. I think he's gonna be on point. This is a very important game. He's gonna show up. I think OG might have an edge if they show up. They dominate the safe lane. I think they probably can. Like, they can dominate the safe lane, and so Mail's not gonna wait for his item. He's gonna go and get them. He's gonna farm the enemy. That's how I can see this game going. And I got OG.
I mean, I think that a lot of people would like to see OG take this one, even the Team Nigma fans perhaps, because that means we get more Dota between these two teams. And I think we're all for that. I know two people that are definitely all for that, Sunsfan and Synderen, ready for game 2.
Thank you, Shiver. Synderen, is this an Alchemist game?
Yes.
How do you know?
There's an Alchemist on the Dire team.
Oh, okay. Just checking. Thank you so much for clearing that.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you, Rich.
They've already smoked up, and it's going to be broken, and Soxa was in the trees, so it's like they'll be spotted out.
I gotta say, before we get started here, yeah, so it looks like nobody's going to run into each other here yet, at least. I really liked seeing this draft. I think it was very clear, like the panel were talking about how much flex mattered in it. Like, both teams were consistently trying to outsmart each other by picking a hero that can play another 3 roles, etc., etc. And they end up with a 5 Razor, offlane Alchemist, and finally last pick Miracles mid Ember. And this is a very good Ember game. Nice deny there from Soxa. I think Ember is a really good hero against, first of all, against Centaur, because it's something that Stampede can't get you away from. The slide chains are very reliable and strong setup for Luna as well as Tusk to connect. It's a good spell against Windranger. And also against, like, Hoodwink. Like, I find that any mid-hero, any of the spirits in this game would actually have been good, right? When you look at the Radiant lineup. Something that can outrange the Centaur and escape, something that can dodge the Shackle Shot and the Pushback. It's a very high skill game for Miracle, where if he does a very good job, there's so many big plays to be made, but it's also a bit of a minefield, so has to be on his toes here. Cool draft though. OG getting IO Gyro.
Mine, I say, mine!
I mean, individually, like looking at some of these heroes, first of all, we get to see Alchemist, which isn't the most popular hero these days. Offlane, which means he probably, correct me if I'm wrong, will be going for Ag's Gifts at some point. That was the standard, at least back in the day. We see a position 5 Razor. What the hell, Synderen? As you can see, the Kuroki's Razor history here.
Yep.
And not that many games.
It's true. He lost with it back in October 2014, and it was like, okay, for a lot of dual lanes to play in quote-unquote unfavorable matchups is to avoid the fight ever happening, right? Like, they're actually just going to keep doing this, and they're going to send down Mana Regen on Kuro, as well as Mind Control, probably getting... Does he have a Soul Ring already coming down here? No, he doesn't. But I do reckon he will get a Soul Ring. And you just keep pushing it. That means IO and Gyro don't get to play aggressive anymore. Concoction?
We got the Home Missile coming out, but the Concoction early level from Mind Control.
Pretty good damage.
Like, a lot of pressure here. Thompson again gets first blood mid lane. So these guys in their mid lane, I'm expecting Thompson to die in about 15 to 20 seconds for no particular reason. This is like ridiculous, like level 2, level 3 deaths. That is not super common at all as Miracle comes back to lane, so we'll be at the disadvantage, but he has the HP advantage right now.
I think in this game, the kill mid was more likely than in the last game, I think.
True.
I think Windranger does have, with how, especially knowing Thompson's player personality, right? He's possibly the most hyper-aggressive mid laner when he has a favorable matchup. So he's literally just constantly running at him and harassing him. Bottom lane, lots of damage once again. IO, one of the better supports at dealing with this from a defensive perspective of keeping the carry healthy, but not very good at pushing out the wave. So once again, they're just going to keep shoving this into the Gyro and IO in the bottom lane, and then pulling non-stop. Same story from Nigma.
And I mean, this is just going to force OG to buy even more in the way of regeneration as well. You see that's coming out in the courier, but talk to me about Razor versus Gyro. Is it the idea that static link is just even more effective on Gyro once he gets high? It's basically like you're taking double damage away from him in some respects, right?
Right. As far as the core matchup goes, the idea is that Gyro's late game and mid game contribution is so much from Flak Cannon and the second Flak Cannon in a fight with the 18-second cooldown. If you static link full drain, Gyro struggles in a lot of fights to get that damage output out. And like you said, it's great against the eggs too. So that is the idea as a core. As a support in this game, I don't know if Kuro can rely on finding a link on Gyro. He's obviously going to try, but I think OG's job here will be to make sure the support Razor just doesn't get into the fight.
Top lane, we see
If he
Ice
starts running
Shard
at that
with the
Gyro.
tag team, but the Bushwhack is there from Soxa to save Seb. We'll talk about the Centaur in just a moment, Syndrome, because, you know, me and him go way back. In
Yeah,
terms
you're a
of,
fan.
it's not as much anymore, I'll be honest, but
Radiant
you know,
structures
it is
are
what it is.
fortified.
We've had our time in the sun. Sometimes you just got to move on. But you talk about how it's not particularly good against the Ember, but what about versus everybody else this game? Is it just like one of those generic offlane heroes where, you know, it's not like he's terrible by any means, but does it have like a really good place going to the mid game?
I think it's a good hero against Luna. The way Luna lineups work is a lot about balling up, getting in there with Eclipse, dealing a lot of damage when the fight is contained, and Centaur can break that up with one button, as long as you're not caught by chains, right? Or a concoction, they can reset. I think it was also just a not just that, but it's also about what hero pool OG usually play with, right? Like some of Seb's heroes were banned in the last phase, and they want something that pairs well with a Hoodwink in lane. Centaur Hoodwink is a very strong burst lane. It's the kind of heroes that Hoodwink really loves to play with in lane are the ones where you hit a Bushwhack and the follow-up is so overwhelming that you can find kills. Alright, well, gotta hit it though.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. I mean, it's only a level 1 double edge. Like, how much kill potential do they actually have? Because back in the day, the kill potential with Centaur, okay, he's going to get stuck in the shards. The Lucid Beam is there as well. The Fairy Fire is going to keep him alive. He gets the kill first, but falls shortly after the ILTW.
Not bad from Seb to trade there, actually. Sure, the kill goes to Soxa, but I thought that was just going to be a 1-0. But he did have the damage. I want to point out, by the way, Thompson is dumpstering Miracle this game. This is not even remotely close. Last game, he got the first blood, Miracle got it back, and then they kind of equalized. Thompson is 1,000 net worth ahead minute 5. He is completely ruining Miracle's lane. 37 and 11 against 18-0. I have not seen Miracle lose a lane this hard in this qualifier so far. That's a really good sign for OG. Miracle's level 4. Thompson is almost level 7 in this lane.
It's almost a 3-level advantage. Holy
Just
geez,
relentless.
Yeah, that's crazy. But there is some comeback potential from Ember as a hero. As Seb is going to die again top lane. So a couple early deaths for him, which will provide Soxa with some much needed levels. I guess you could take it as a silver lining, if nothing else. But yeah, what is the comeback potential for Ember this game? Because it is a hero that can come back, but in what scenarios will he need to find them?
Yeah, Ember usually comes back through plays, right? If he has a hard time, going to farm a lot will generally be a bit slow. All right, check shot, I'm gonna connect. But who do you connect with? Probably you play around the Tusk, I would imagine. Try to find some good kills together on side lanes. Io Gyro are very susceptible to Ember rotations because they don't have any lockdown, so Ember can just get on top of them and chase them down. You can relatively easily slide dodge the rocket if you have good timing. So I would like to see Miracle go there for his first play, if he can get to that bottom lane.
Yeah, N0tail actually baited out the static link on to himself, and then just tethered away, and that's going to set up a nice kill here for Sumail. So that was actually a really smart play from N0tail. Very high IQ. N0tail, and I mean, these players in this game have so much history in Dota. They played like every freaking hero between him and Kuroki.
Like sometimes, I'm sorry, but sometimes I feel like the way OG used the chat wheel and the tips and stuff is just Markov chain. Like, they kill Kuro, he goes, "I love this game so much, man. Banjo charge," and then he tips Miracle mid. Like, what did this have to do with literally anything?
The whole idea is to be as random as possible, so that thought that's going through your head is it's gonna be a focus fire mid right now, Miracle.
He's just pressing all of his buttons.
I mean, confusion.
All right, we did something good, guys. It rolls hand over keyboard, you know?
Yeah, it's all about the chaos. 100% it's about the chaos.
But you're right, like, the thing you were saying about playing all these heroes at this level, right? Like, at this point, there's... The biggest surprise in this game will not come from, like, the playstyle of the players and what their heroes can pull off. It's the strategy itself, right? In the draft, I think the Alchemist pick caught OG off guard, but they adjusted well on the fly. And... honestly, though, if Thompson hadn't been destroying Miracle this hard, that's true. That is true. Really sorry about that. If Thompson hadn't been running mid over this hard, Miracle will be or Nigma in general will be in a pretty good position in this game. So there obviously is that individual skill factor. I don't think this mid lane goes like this every game. Like if they play it 10 times, Miracle loses the card maybe once or twice. So really big for Topson to come up like that in this deciding game for them.
The crazy thing is that could have gone the same way last game if he just didn't die right after he got the original kill, right? That's what you typically
I don't think the matchup allows for it. I don't think, even if Hoodwink gets the first kill on Invoker, I don't think you can win the lane this hard. But with Windranger, you can't. Oh my god, he's pressuring him so hard.
That's a lot of damage. That
Miracle forced away.
Crap ton of damage.
Doesn't even get his own range creep in the tower.
Well,
Stampede?
see a Stampede. They're going to try to go for ILTW. Ice Shards are there.
Great
The break.
shards.
No, they block them out. Very nicely done. The homing missile was very close, but no cigar. So Sumail, that's the first attempt at the relocate gank. And back he goes to farming in the bot lane. He's pretty close to his Maelstrom. Do you want to see any particular build? Is it always Aghanim Scepter after this? I've seen a little bit of leeway in the build for Gyros, but what would you prefer this game? As Mind Control, taking a Focus Fire, has the concoction on. Looks like it'll create enough space here.
Dire's top tower
Topson will not find himself.
this will be a big pair.
Yeah, this will be a big kill for Miracle if he can get it. Windrun is there for Topson. He's continuing on with that Focus Fire. My god, the duration of this is insane. Gets off the power shot. That'll lead him into a kill, but the untimely death, that is exactly what Miracle needed.
That is actually such a dream outcome for Topson. Considering you're getting jumped by 3 or 4 heroes, not only did you get a kill, but you got killed by Tusk.
Yeah.
It was not the Ember that found that kill bounty. So, and forced a big rotation from Nigma. I don't think he feels too bad about that. The logic in this move from him to begin with is to shut down the Alchemist farming the jungle, right? But
yeah,
that
for sure.
probably didn't have any business taking
I would
that.
have the fact that he got XP, and he needed that so freaking bad.
Yeah, he did.
Nice. He was so far behind. That certainly helped.
OG are in here stealing Nigma's stacks. And that's gonna cost them.
Sumail with the concoction from Mind Control getting chased. Nice block off again. My goodness. GH just showing why he is one of the best Tusks in the world. That leads to a kill onto Sumail. But Topson, again with the Focus Fire. Shackle Shot's going to connect. Here comes the snowball though. Miracle's in the area as well. GH is going to get brought down eventually. Topson have to be a little careful here. N0tail trying to heal him to a high degree, but not going to be able to do so. N0tail now will be bursted down as well. So 3 kills, and all it cost them was a GH Tusk. I don't think people are to push this any further as Sumail has come to play as well, as you are just enamored by the band. Man, you are very easily distracted by a banjo. That's good to know.
I don't know why I find this. I don't know why I find this so funny. Like he dies, and the first thing he says is, "I love this game so much, man." He plays his banjo. Like how is that your reaction to getting killed? He's just keeping morale high. I think. I think they thrive on just pretending that nothing matters.
Is under attack. Radiant's
Alright,
It's good
in
to
the
keep morale
future,
high.
I'm gonna have to buy a banjo so that I can easily distract you from doing your job. Rest of the way.
You are generally great at doing that as soon as we get on camera immediately by looking at me weirdly.
Very true.
Seb?
ILTW setting something up with GH here. Oh, the Lucent Dude's gonna be able enough to finish him off. Into the Eclipse. They lose 1 in the Tusk, and the Eclipse is completely mitigated thanks to the stun. So
Play the banjo.
ILTW. There's no banjo yet.
No banjo charges there. He broke the string. Topson?
Okay.
MC is in a
Another
big...
Focus Fire. Mind Control looks to be dead. Lucent Beam is there. Oh. Survived a little bit longer than I thought, but Topson is getting out of control. Is he not? I think the Maelstrom's on the way, right?
Dire's top
Feels like it's been a
tower.
while. Maybe his courier got killed earlier.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, let's look a little bit ahead. So Gyro is doing very, very well, clearly, and he will go Axe. You asked earlier, I think it just makes sense.
Stampede, hook stomp, double edge. Topson is in the area as well. They are able to take out ILTW. Double kill for Sumail with the relocate, and GH definitely regretting his decision to help out. That'll be a 3rd kill, likely for Sumail. Indeed it is. 2K net worth lead for OG. They want to extend this to a game 3.
Yeah, Gyro is getting absolutely enormous. Axe will be up in probably like 3 minutes at this rate for Sumail. So he'll be sitting on Axe Maelstrom Treads minute 16. Oh, they might find Miracle. He has 1 remnant left.
Expectation.
Does hit in the end. Kuroki with the static link set, forcing Miracle out of the trees, and another shackle shot into another death. This time for Kuroki. TP support from GH, ready to go. In fact, multiple heroes coming in for Team Nigma. Seb with the Vanguard just so tanky, they don't want to go on him. Really good positioning here. Another homing miss on a Miracle. Shackle shot connects as well. Beautiful timing of the layering. Obviously, can't really,
Dire's middle tower
but very
is
well
under
played
attack.
either way. At least a much needed kill again onto Miracle. Miracle is having a bit of a rough one.
They're playing
Dire's
heavy
middle
punish
tower
because of
has
this
fallen.
Alchemist offlane pick. When Mind Control isn't playing these like stronger controllers or lane dominators that he's very famous for, you do open up this vulnerability in Enigma's draft, including a 5 Razor as well,
Radiant's
right?
top tower
Where
is under
at this
attack.
point in time, OG's line's just stronger, so you have to try to play keep away and try to get like long range kills with beams, with slide chains, this kind of stuff, instead of just fighting head on into an IO Gyro combination. I think your timing, honestly, is out getting Ags and giving it to Luna. That's when your lineup suddenly has something special. When Luna gets level 2 Eclipse as well, you just pump that Ags out in the middle of a fight. BKBs are not available yet. That could be a turning point for Nigma. They kind of have to. Honestly, I don't see any other play on the map right now, except maybe getting this one Hoodwink kill bot and the tier 1 tower. Nothing is available for them
Radiant's
outside
bottom
of
tower
Toxa.
Gonna pop the scurry, but blocked off by the shards. TP's coming in from Seth, though. And you can see the sharpshooter was actually used in addition to the stampede, but no blink dagger yet for Seb. He's really close to it, though. But this will be enough to defend this tier 1 tower. In fact, a relocate was popped as well. Is there any way that the Ags is going to go to the Miracle?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
If the game is going according to plan, maybe. I don't think it's going to pay off enough. It is a great Axe, but I don't think Miracle's game is good enough that he's going to
Dire's
suddenly
structures are
just
fortified.
change the entire outcome. I think they need to play for that team fight personally, but I could definitely see them choose to do it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It's one of those two, of course.
Dire's
goes without
bottom
saying.
tower has fallen.
Wait, you don't want to
lean
see
toward Luna.
Ags on Kuroki? What are you talking about, Cinder?
Yeah.
5 Razor? I mean,
Or
to be
Tusk,
fair,
just kick away the
Tusk-
gyro.
Okay, Tusk kick is very underrated, but it's a late game thing and it's against like BKB specifically. That's really strong. But yeah, not gonna happen here.
Except
We'll
with the
see where he
dagger, he's
delivers
looking
this.
for an opening here.
And Kuroki's in the vicinity. He's not giving his Aghanim Scepter to him. That's very, very unacceptable. That is the captain of your team, Sumail. Looks like he's gonna go for this ancient
Axe on Luna.
Yeah, got the shackle shot, and that is gonna be the death of Tusk to start this fight out. Looks like the rest of Team Nigma not really interested. Like you said, the Ags is on Luna, so you'll get that big time Eclipse, which you can cast on heroes. Miracle. He is focus fire, but it looks like he's gonna be fine. Yeah, they're doing a really good job of invading this jungle. It's Mind Control has to concoct himself. That's unfortunate. They're gonna actually. Stampede is there. The hook stomp is only going to connect on one, but it is Mind Control. He'll take that any day of the week. Sumail gets credit for that one. And potentially Roshan is next. 6K net worth lead at 16 minutes. This is a shellacking.
All right, give me your guess on what Gaben thinks in terms of win rate right now. Give me your
Gaben,
best.
let's see, it's against an Alchemist. But then again, you have a Razor support, which he probably doesn't have any data on. So I'm going to say 5% for Team Nigma.
Damn, dude, you hit it. Spot on. 95 to 5.
I would say
That's-
I cheated, but I literally don't know the hotkey to show that still.
Radiant's middle
After
tower
10 years
is
of
under
guess.
attack.
That was a really good guess. Wow. I did not think you were going to guess that high. That's still... Yep, it's a problem. We don't need to sugarcoat it. Nigma are getting owned. They're 7k down with an Alch. They got bodied in mid lane. These earlier moves have just snowballed with the IO Gyro, and I honestly think you're literally looking at... You need to get a 2-hero slight chains combination with Eclipse on top. It's probably your only win condition right now in a team fight, is that exact play. And time is ticking, because BKBs will come out. So you kind
Oh,
of got to look for
Miracle.
it now.
His remnants are right where Sumail was. The remnant out close to his tier 2 looks like he's fine. I mean, ILTW is level 12.
Oh,
so you do have a level
perfect
2
ward by
Eclipse.
Soxa.
Yeah, you saw that? Okay.
Just saw that smoke.
Thompson would be a big kill, but they know what's coming. And obviously Roshan already dead. Aegis is on Sumail. Mind control, homing missiles there. And it just feels like there's no getting out of this. Go out on a limb and say that he is going to die here. Very dead. Very, very dead indeed. Nigma, they were in the area, but... And smoked, obviously, but like you said, they were spotted out early. So. Yeah, this is getting ugly. Well, okay, into the triangle they go. This would be a huge kill at the top. That's the snowball to start. Oh, the shard break him in, and yeah, there's the Eclipse. Doing a lot of damage, but Thompson's gonna live, but there's the plasma from Roki to finish him off. Static home supplied as well. N0tail still has that relocate coming in 3 seconds. We'll see if he continues to tether to Sumail, but looks like it's not gonna be the case. He wants to fight, and despite getting that one kill, okay, miracle.
Oh, shucks. I could have waited a little bit longer on the sharpshooter for the kill.
Has one more remnant. Seb, gonna get chained. So has the bushwhack. It's not gonna be the range here. Away he goes. All right, so that's the silver lining for Nigma, that Miracle does live finally. But still,
usually when a team trades the Razor for the Wind Ranger, you're like, that's pretty even. But in this case, it's a level 9 position 5 Razor for the level 15 position of the Wind Ranger. So it's something. But Nigma were hoping for something bigger there. Every Eclipse that doesn't give them a big win means BKB is just that bit closer. And that's the ultimate counter to this Dire lineup. They have nothing against BKB at all. You have a Luna with a little bit of waves, that's it.
The ILTW, I mean, obviously it's pretty early, but has Dragonlance, Yasha, and I mean, you did see the power of that Ags Eclipse.
Okay,
ILTW
maybe turn around here.
Okay, with GH's help though, they're able to take out Thompson. So Nigma, they're gonna lose Kuroki on the other side, but again, like you said, they'll take that. So a couple of, I don't know, untimely deaths here for Thompson. Creating a little bit of open
his BKB
space.
is getting delayed at least. Gyros is, of course, already up and running, so he can solve the Eclipse. Wouldn't mind seeing N0tail go for a Glimmer Cave this game either. Similar logic, just make sure whoever gets targeted by Eclipse stays alive. Relocate top. They've got GH.
Yep, he's dead.
Kids!
And obviously Roshan is the Aegis online for Sumail. Is this, so this feels more like a lineup that can go farther than tier 2s with just the first Aegis. Do you agree with that?
I agree. Yeah. I think so.
We'll see what they can do with it. Sumail is now working on a Scotty for himself. The BKB is at 9 seconds, so it's the max. And I mean, what is Nigma? Do they have a power spike coming? I mean, it's sorry. I looked at Kuroki. He has a mech, which isn't unusual for support, but it's just weird to see. Is there like some sort of power spike that you would want to try to wait for?
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom
Well, for me, it was the
under
Eclipse.
attack.
Once again, I think waiting is the wrong strategy. I think you want to take advantage of the eggs while it has maximum value, so I would like to see them fight now. If they are waiting for something, what is it really? Luna BKB?
Oh, he actually
Barely
lives.
escapes.
All right.
Hey, what are you looking at? Alchemist BKB is very close. Is that even very good here? He's gonna walk in and cast an acid spray and a concoction and then hit for 100 damage.
Yeah, I thought he, at this stage, would just go, if he's gonna have that much gold, just get that second axe.
Get an axe for Ember or Solar Crest, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't think BKB is gonna drastically change anything for him. Don't really agree with this choice, but we'll see. Like, I'm just trying to figure out if there's a very, very big value play you can make with this BKB. Can you like concoct and just run with the IO perhaps? Or because he can't kill anyone, not even close. So what are you getting the BKB for, except just to make sure you get a concoction? That's kind of all it does.
Yeah, that's a great and valid question, Cinderin. I couldn't answer it for you. Maybe in a post-game interview in the future we can get that settled for you.
It hits. Kuro's broken.
Yeah, Kuro is running into his base, which he's still not technically safe, but the ice shards do create a little bit of a space here. Bushwhack. And it looks like that is a retreating Stampede. Well, they see Miracle in the forest as well. But Mind Control, Double Edge, Thompson slows him down. And this looks like an inevitable death for Mike. He does have the BKB like we talked about. Oh, okay.
BKB?
Yeah. Let's see what it does. It's creating space. You can't argue that, Cinderin. He goes into the trees. There's the shackle. Double edge. Hook stomp.
Did he not have TP'd out after BKB though?
Could have. Yeah. I mean, he was focus fired, right? But I feel like that's not enough damage.
He was a bit in the tree lines for a short while when he BKB'd. I think he had a bit of fog. So.
Yeah, I mean, so this is a 6K network lead for OG, and it is an Alchemist against the Alchemist. It is offlane, but still, it feels like the 6K is really more like a 10, 11K network lead right now.
It's a major. Seb?
Even 6K would be huge. Is Seb? Yep. Or Seb to safety. Miracle, just trying to be as annoying as possible. So this Aegis is now gone. Butterfly, very close to being finished for Sumail, and they can just wait for the second rush. They have so much map control right now. They have their stacked camps to get through. They have the entire Nigma jungle to get through. So feels like sky's the limit right now for OG in this game too. We have another relocate. Into the creeps we go, defending the tier 1 tower. That was a baby relocate if I've ever seen one. But this gives them enough time to get the butterfly as well. Min-max to the highest level, Cinderin.
Yeah, they don't feel like they're going to need this relocate in the next minute. They have full map control. I guess Nigma will go to the one place they can go through, which is bottom. They're just going to follow Miracle. And he is just a shell of last game here. Level 14. Minute 25. Windranger, even after those 2 or 3 deaths like we talked about on Tops and Chain dying, he's still 3 levels ahead of Miracle. It's been a rough one.
What do you think the biggest reason for that is? Is it just, I mean, obviously he lost his lane. We can go back to that every time. Is that literally
That's the biggest reason.
Radiant's middle tower.
He lost his lane really badly. He didn't just lose, he got absolutely run over. That's the biggest reason.
Radiant's bottom tower.
The second biggest reason is obviously that they didn't really find many kills afterwards as a recovery.
Alright, they're going to try to go high ground here, which again, no Aegis right now. And damage from GH and Kuroki. Sumail's at half HP, and they're just going to blow up GH from basically the other side of the base here. Not much really needed to take him out. That's how much of a lead they have right now. 9K. And we just wait for the second rush, which is in another minute and a half, so a longer spawn than normal. I think it's been like 20-30 seconds since it's available to see, so. But all the outer towers, other than the tier 2 bot, are down. Now there's a DD bot for Thompson to bottle up. This will align pretty nicely with the upcoming Roshan fight, which I assume, like from Nigma's perspective, they just have to. Again, Eclipse with Ags, that is, I mean, in an enclosed space like Roche Pit, that is pretty powerful. Acid spray
it is
on top,
theoretically
you have
possible.
some options.
But once again, the options just... It's extremely situational what they have to do, right? They have to find a key stun that they can kill with Eclipse in, and they can't be on the BKB heroes. They can't really lead with anyone because they have no dagger for the catch, so it can only be an Ember Slight Chains, which is not a stun. And they're playing into relocate. Mech.
Okay, Mind Control just BKB TP this time, which is successful. I think that's literally the reason he bought it, as Kuroki is going to get dropped in the river. So he wants to push lanes and then be able to BKB TP out. That's the actual reason he bought it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Your thoughts?
Not a fan.
Your thoughts, sir? I don't know if I've ever seen that before. That's pretty insane.
Yep, there's
crazy.
a reason you haven't.
They don't have any BKB piercing stun unless an MKB is picked up, or a BK, or basher. Interesting.
I don't know, I'm still puzzled. Like, I still try to understand. Usually Mind Control builds and what he does in the game make a lot of sense. But this one is just a bit out of left field. maybe he feels like he just, with BKB, he can get like 2 concoctions off in a fight, and without it, he gets 0. Maybe it's something like that. Because I really don't think it's for the split pushing argument. I don't think he's more capable for that.
Radiant's middle tower
Aegis
is
on
falling.
Samel.
Yep, second row. It was scanned out. That's a good question. Io has it. I assume that's who they gave it to. So they're now stuns. We're back to 1999. That's not technically accurate. When was Io put in? Like 2006 or something like that? So we have to relocate. All right, into the creep wave. I keep hyping up this reload. There's nothing else to hype up. This game is a Gaben level shellacking, Cinder. Not even remotely close. Samel almost has Satanic as well, so going to be close to unkillable.
All of OG's heroes are sitting under an observer ward here, so Nigma did have information about what's happening, but I think even if they didn't have a ward, they kind of knew where they were anyway right now, to be honest. Miracle, not going to get any courier kills here.
And interestingly enough, Seb is actually building an Aghanim Scepter. That's very cool. So this will allow you to run through the shards, which have actually been the most annoying spell for them. In addition to, you know, giving that little damage mitigation and extra second to Stampede as GH getting gone on. Oh, that will just clip him, but they're going to focus on the towers right now. Oh, sharpshooter. Oh, into the power shot! Oh, damn. GH. That was basically global. Gracious.
I heard OGCSGO could use some firepower, guys.
Samel pops that Satanic, and he's going to get healed to a high degree now. Oh. Here comes the Eclipse from afar. It's not that much, though, as the Stampede is finally used. Used for initiation, though. Gets 4 times over. Okay, now mind control, trying to do as much damage as he can. 2 7 already popped everything, but they can't do anything against the Gyrocopter. Going for Io. Io finally dies. N0tail to his grave he goes. Only cost him 2 supports, though. So 2 for 2. Thompson looking for more. Oh my god, the shackle shot actually connected. But they don't really have any gap pulls. Although Thompson uses that blink. Focus fire now onto Miracle. Going in pretty deep. Concoction's going to be dodged thanks to that BKB. And this will create enough space for Samel to secure this barracks. I would assume. Still has Aegis. Okay, Kuroki's here. BKB's popped. Bushwhack. Getting static link. And Thompson, he's the one that has to be careful. He does not have the Aegis or cheese or anything in that regard. Alright, looks like Sumel's just gonna have to back out. Nigma trying their best to hold on to again with the Satanic. Not healing him that much right now. Should be able to take out Sansa on the backside as Thompson's getting quite low. Onto the high ground they go. Trophy gets off the plasma field. They finally take out this Aegis. Beautiful shackle, but a little bit too late. Seb jumps in with the hook stop onto 2, and that'll clean up another couple members as OG looking to take this game number 2. And with that second, yeah, this is going to be a, I would likely think a double rack. Seb is just going to tank up these towers as the Banjo, I know you're distracted right now, Syndra. Banjos did go off.
Radiant structures.
Samel, okay. A couple buybacks. They can try to defend here as GA taking a lot of damage from the rocket barrage. Call down's going to connect on all 3 though. Mind control the BKB. Thompson has the focus fire and Samel just focusing on the Miracle as that is a death again. Dieback for him as LTW is limping back to base. Looks like he'll survive, but
Dire's middle tower
this will be many a buildings going
Dire's
down.
middle barracks are under attack.
Always feels bad as a Centaur when you have no building that's able to hit you. When you get to the racks, the naked racks, he's useless. Very sad. All right, Samel. Mind control. Hoof stomp into death. Choo-choo, Banjo. Let's just commentate the voice lines. This is a second racks now, and they could just go for the throne. Absolutely. Still die back on both Alp and Ember.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But in classic Ti10 style, nobody's calling GP yet. Seb jumps in with the hook stomp, wants to connect on Razor. But it's going to be enough to get the kill yet again. N0tail on the sideline, though. Has his tether available to try to get onto Samel. Uses it. The move to Jason. And it ends up taking him out. He bursts like a pinata. And it actually is a pinata because he is pretty decently farmed compared to the rest of Nigma. All right, sharpshooter, ILTW, possibly BKB, getting chased by Sumail, who no longer has the Aegis and no longer has IO by his side, at least not yet. Looks like there was a relocate actually, so just refilling Seb a little bit here.
Is under attack.
Sumail's like, hey, I don't have mana, bro. Where's my IO at? She's taking me back to base. Aghanim Scepter. Onto Thompson, so the win run is constantly. They're going for the tier 4, so they could go for Megas technically. The tier 2 is down, but the game, it feels so over. Sumail getting Lucent Beam. He does have to be a little bit careful here. He does not have Aegis. And I think they used the cheese already, if I'm not mistaken. Mind control, concoction. He's ripe and ready. Oh, he's gonna use it onto a Thompson illusion. Very sad to see. Hoof stomp. Looks like mind control's gonna find his way to the grave, along with GH. And Team Nigma are going to finally lose game 2.